Why should you consider this resale if you have a budget of under $2 billion for a RCR 3-bedroom? Hello everyone, my name is Clinton. This is another segment in Pocket View called Choosing the Right Resale. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen countless of videos talking about new launches everywhere. Pretty standard stuff, but we'll be diving into the less spoken about resale properties. Now, the way we look at resale and the way we look at new launches should be the same. Only difference is one allows you to see the real thing and the other one is about imagination. Right? So the key takeaway here is that given that we are in today's market, we should be finding that one property that has the least risk, not the one that can make you a lot of money, because let's be honest, the downside risk currently is much higher than the upside. But if we can find something that is safe and the market continues to pick up, your potential is much greater. Disclaimer as usual, what I'm about to share does not constitute to financial advice. They are solely based on my opinions on the market. So please do your own due diligence and don't blame me if something goes wrong. So what we have here today is a property in, has to be my playground, District 15, East Coast. Yes, Tanjung Rhu Road, one of the closest residential enclave outside of CBD. Which condo exactly it is? It is none other than WATERPLACE, a leasehold property developed by Far East TOP in 2004. Lease started around 1998. About 25 years old on paper, 437 units, 7 blocks, mainly north-south facing, sitting on around 200,000 square feet of land space. So why is this something worthwhile to look at? Let's whip out the QPE method to have a look at it. Again, for those who don't know what the hell I'm talking about, a link on the description to our first video explaining it. For resale properties, I always end with the price circle being the last, as pricing is something that can change, but the quality and exit strategy remains pretty much the same throughout. So, first circle, quality. Point number 1, land size, facilities and facade. As mentioned, a very sizable development, full condo facilities, very nice setup, good mix of greens and water. Basically, a very family condo. Not much to complain here. Point number 2, layout. Very straightforward layout. That's the beauty of older developments. I mean, fine, the living room might have an odd corner if you have to nitpick, but beyond that, everything is pretty clean. Most of the owners I've known here usually open up the kitchen area, but keeping it enclosed with glass so that it gives you a more open feel to it. Basically, whatever you need in a 3-bedroom, you have it here. Point number 3, location, MRT and amenities. This one sells on its own, just like how the location of Grand Diamond sells. Basically, the closest residential enclave outside of CBD, but connectors along the river body leading all the way to Marina Barrage. And for those who are a little bit more adventurous, it links all the way to Gardens by the Bay and MBS area. Across the bridge is the stadium and sports hub. Don't need to buy a ticket for Taylor Swift, just hang around the neighborhood can already. Every week got free concert. That's why this area is the epitome of lifestyle living. You can't find a better area like this already. Perhaps properties along the coastal line will give you something similar, but this is as good as it gets. And you know what's the bonus here? The Thomson Eastern Line will open right at the doorstep of the condo in the months to come. Means you rarely get the perfect balance of convenience and lifestyle. Almost for the first time, you might reach office faster than taking an MRT than to drive. And that means it will just add more value if you to rent out eventually. This is the best selling point of the property, evidently. Point number 4, views. Either you get the pool facing or you pay a premium for the golf course sea facing. Just get the inwards facing because the golf course is going to make way for future development in about a year's time, and you also get the traffic noise coming from the highway. So for me, overall quality for WATERPLACE is very, very good. Second circle, exit strategy. Point number 1, supply demand. Lack of supply. In fact, it's so bad that the newest condo is WATERPLACE itself, and it's already 25 years old. So with supply staying the same for so long and demand always ever so consistent, you know the answer. Point number 2, transformation. Now, 2 points here. Number 1, Marina Golf Course lease is going to end in 3rd quarter of 2024. Number 2, last minute addition of Founders Memorial MRT that will take an extra 2 years to build. If you think about it, the MRT when completed will serve no one else except the residents of Costa Road and to a certain extent, Tanjung Rhu. What's the purpose of the MRT? You don't need to be a rocket scientist to understand the correlation between the two, right? Our government never builds an MRT that serves no purpose. It's likely going to be something major happening after the golf course goes. What is it? Let's wait and see. Point number 3, schools. Apparently no schools within the 1 km radius. I mean, this area is never popular for being in a school zone, so if the crowd is used to it, then it's fine not to have it. Point number 4, target audience. All walks of life. In my past 13 years, I have seen HDB upgraders, retirees, PRs, young couples, singles. All of them are attracted to the area for its location and lifestyle. So exit strategy is also very, very clear here. Coming to the last circle, which is the most important factor to be looking at since the quality and exit strategy is there, price. Let's look at recent transactions. WATERPLACE averages around 1,600 per square foot. The pool-facing ones are hitting under $2 million, and the better views ones are transacting slightly above 2, somewhere around 2.2 to 2.3. If I compare ourselves with the new launches around, the closest we can get are the recent launches of Grand Diamond, Tembusu, and Continuum. As you may know, all of them are hitting easily 2,500 per square foot, and their 3 bedrooms premiums hitting close to $2.9 million, which represents about 60% price difference. This gap is pretty wide, and as usual, if the gap is that wide, the resale property might be a safer bet. However, the location for Tanjung Ru and Diamond, the Tembusu area, are very, very different, as most will agree that Tanjung Ru has a slight advantage. So it's not entirely an apple-to-apple comparison, but at least something to use as a reference. As for comparative resale prices around the neighbourhood, for those who are familiar with Tanjung Ru, they all can agree that Coastal Ru, Camelot and Pebble Bay are a level above the rest due to its more generous space and land size. But with bigger space also comes with a bigger price tag. Let's use the 3 bedroom as a benchmark. Coastal Ru is averaging between $2.6 to $2.9 million. Pebble Bay is easily hitting $3.3 to $3.6 million. Camelot, being the obvious humongous unit, sells for around $4 million. Yes, their size is much bigger than WATERPLACE, but if you think about it, all of them has only 3 bedrooms. Of course, everyone wants a much larger space, the bigger the merrier, right? But if budget is an issue, all of them are out of reach. Hence, what I'm sharing with you guys today is that if you can get your hands on the 3 bedroom at WATERPLACE at under $2 million, ideally somewhere around 1.9, almost $1 million or more difference from the other options in the area, you are almost buying a lowest hanging fruit in the neighborhood without compromising on the quality. A very, very good land plot with full facilities, clean layout, blessed with MRT at doorstep, location being so close to a lot of happening places, short drive to CBD and major expressway. Even less central locations of Bishan and Ang Mo Kio are already selling the 3 bedrooms for about $2 million. This is as close as you can get to the city area. Also, if you don't plan to live in it and want to rent it out, you can see that the average rent is about $6,000. So let's say you rent it out at a price and at a purchase price of about $1.9 million. It's approximately 3.8% gross yield. Not too bad, right? Of course, question is, when the MRT is up and running at doorstep, do you think the rents will go up higher or lower? So I repeat, if you get a chance to buy something at WATERPLACE at under $2 million, it is about the safest bet you can find. If you're paying about $2.3 to $2.4 million, then the story is a little bit different. The risk goes up. Price matters for resale. Remember that every single cent counts. In a market like what we are in right now, it's not about finding the property that can make you the most money. It's about finding the safest property to buy. The lower the risk, the more potential it has to go up in the future. As always, if you find this video helpful, please subscribe to the channel and hit the like button as I bring you more interesting picks using our extremely stringent framework. Your simple gesture helps a lot with the algorithm. I really hope it gives the consumers out there a better understanding of how we can evaluate properties with their own set of thinkings beyond hard sell. And if you have any questions or queries that you might have, you can also reach me privately at my number below here. And until the next video, please buy safe.